It's time for cardio interval workout number 2. Let's begin with a brief warm-up to get ourselves ready for the heart-pumping workout that's ahead of us. Begin with some big shoulder rolls, making big circles up and back. Then let's take 3 deep breaths, setting ourselves up for the workout, inhaling as the arms go overhead, exhaling as the arms lower back down. Fill your belly with air. You're going to need it for this workout. You finished those. Let's move on to some body weight squats. Now, lock these into your memory because there are jump squats later in our workout, but you can do regular squats instead if you need them. So our squats, we've got our feet a little wider than our hips. Your toes can be turned out if that feels more comfortable for you. And remember, always send your butt back first and drive through your heels to stand back up, standing all the way back up to straight. So you're getting that full hip extension. All right, stay standing up straight. Activate those core muscles. Let's get our shoulders heated up. So we're crisscrossing the arms in front. As the arms roll back, imagine your shoulder blades sliding towards each other. Maintain an active core the whole time, so we're trying not to let our ribs pop open, even as those arms swing back. All right, we've got a little bit of heat going in the shoulders. Let's finish our warm-up with alternating side lunges. So take a wide step to one side. Keep your toes and feet in line, toes pointing forward if your knees permit that. And you're sending your butt back on this one, just like in the squat. And your outside leg is your power leg. So every time you go to return back to standing upright, you're pushing off from that outside leg, driving into the heel. Here's an opportunity to add a little twist. This can be a great thoracic spine release at the beginning of the workout, great for opening up the muscles that surround your lungs. So you can take that stretch, anchoring with one arm while you're in the side lunge. Do that if it feels good. Wherever you're at, take one more deep breath. We are gonna get started. So we've got jumping jacks on deck first. I'm gonna begin with low impact jumping jacks. So if you know regular jumping jacks and you want to dive right into those, it is a minute total of work. But I'm going to start the first 30 seconds demonstrating low impact so you can seal it into your memory. So here's what's happening. I'm tapping out with one foot, just touching my toe down and then keeping my palms facing down. I'm raising my arms up to about shoulder height. So alternating legs, doing the same thing with my arms for 30 seconds. Now we're going to get into the high impact version. So these are the arms that I like on jumping jacks. I like to pull my elbows down at my sides, then reach them up so I activate my back muscles. Make sure you stay real springy on your feet so that your feet help absorb the impact. So you're landing light on the balls of your feet, keeping a bend in your knees. Core is strong. You're getting some big power out of these. So big arms, big legs, as big as you can. It's only 30 seconds of the high impact version. Awesome. Okay, we have 15 seconds to transition to the floor. Pause the video if you need more time. Bunny hops are next. We're going to work these the same way. So it'll be 30 seconds of low impact followed by 30 seconds of the high impact version. So you can stick with the low impact version the whole time if you need to. So we're in a tabletop position, hands are under your wrists. You're gonna step 1 foot at a time across. So notice I'm stepping to the outside of my mat. So you could also think about stepping about a little wider than your hands if you're not using a mat. Now I'm keeping my knees under my hips. So notice my legs are staying bent the whole time. And your body is going to shift, but you're trying to keep your shoulders as much as possible over those wrists. Press into all 10 knuckles. Look at the floor so you're not straining your neck. Take a moment of rest, and then we're going to get into the high impact version. Oop, quick, adjust your shirt. Here we go. So we're hopping side to side. Landing as springy as you can on the balls of your feet again, or more on your toes. And again, keeping those knees under the hips. That's probably the hardest part. These are challenging. They're going to get your heart rate up like you wouldn't believe. Get as far as you can. Return to that low impact version if you need it. All right, keep going, my friend. You're almost there. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, pause. Carefully come up to your feet. I know this is a short transition, but we're going to kick off our lateral bounds are next. And we're going to kick them off with the low impact version again, so you can kind of catch your breath while you learn the exercise, learn great form. So make sure there's room side to side. You're going to take a big step, bend with a little bend in both legs, and then drive one knee up to about hip height as you straighten the other leg. So it's step, knee raise, straighten the grounded leg. Trying to take a big step in between sides, kind of pushing off. So every time I take a step, I'm trying to push off a little bit more with that foot that's on the floor. You might find that you push off so hard that you kind of lose your balance a little bit. You're gonna feel your glutes fire, your core fire. So I'm turning it up just one notch here, trying to hop a little bit higher, trying to hop a little bit further across my mat and move a little bit more quickly. So that's how we increase the intensity on this one. You're just trying to go a little faster if you can. Remember that level 1 is always there for you in this workout. Fantastic. We made it to our next exercise, jump squats. I need you to take a deep breath here because we're going to go hard on these for 30 seconds. Remember in the warm-up, I mentioned you could do your regular body weight squats instead. Take that if you need it. Okay, here goes. Arms drop down as you sink down into your squat, then push through the feet, leaping up as your arms come overhead. As you land, make sure the knees are soft, legs are bent so you're absorbing the impact safely, and then send that butt back again. So it's like you're squatting down, leaping up, using the momentum of the arms as they sweep overhead to help you raise up off the floor. Good. Knees are tracking over your middle toes. Awesome. Okay, 30 seconds of those are done. Meet me back down on the floor. We're going to finish our workout with 30 seconds of mountain climbers for speed. You can do these slow if you have had enough of the cardio for today. Do them slow. Focus on your core. Okay, mountain climber form. Wrists are under your shoulders. Body is planked out. You're looking at the ground a little bit in front of you. And for speed, what we're trying to do is alternate, so you've got time where both of your feet are off the ground, but you're driving one knee up under the hips as that other leg extends, keeping that little bend in both knees. That's a cue you've heard a lot today to absorb the impact. Core is tight, core is strong. 30 seconds. You did it. All right. Take a breath. We are going to cool down together. Make your way to all fours with your knees under your hips and your wrists under your shoulders. Let's roll our way through a couple of cat-cows. Do as many as feels good. This is going to be a great release for our back muscles. Sometimes after a lot of impact, you can feel it in your back a little bit. So I want to make sure that we give your spine a little bit of extra attention here. So cat-cows. Moving, rounding and releasing your spine. And then let's shift back into a child's pose. So I separated my knees about as wide as the mat. My toes are together. And then I out stretched my arms overhead. You can stay put there if it feels great to be centered. Otherwise, you can walk your hands off to one edge of the mat. Stay for a breath or two, then switch sides. If you've got your hands off to one side, switch to the other. Let's take our deepest breath since we stopped moving. And slowly begin to rise back up, pausing in tabletop, and then lower yourself down for a quad stretch. I love this quad stretch. It's very restorative since we're on the ground. So I'm resting my head on my right hand, and then I reached for my left foot with my left hand. I'm just pausing there. The floor beneath you kind of anchors your pelvis. If you can't reach your foot, you could use a towel, you could use a yoga strap. Switch sides. Spend more time in any of these stretches if you find that your body is calling you to take a little more time or take another breath in a stretch. By all means, stay put a little longer. Let's transition to a seated position with the soles of our feet together. You can adjust how close your heels are to your hips. And we're just going to sit up tall here. Take another nice deep breath. Hopefully your heart rate has started to come down. And then if you'd like, you can exhale, hinging forward from your hips. Notice I shifted my gaze so that it's down on the ground. That's just going to help me keep my spine nice and long. Let's sit all the way back up. Extend your right leg to the side. You straighten it out. Left heel stays in close to your body. Rotate your shoulders towards the right leg. And then allow your back to curl, your head to drop while you reach for the outside of the right leg. When you're ready to transition to the other side, do it slowly. Same idea. Now it's the right heel that's in close to your body. The left leg's extended. You rotate your shoulders towards the left. And you allow your back to arch, reaching for the outside of the left leg. Fill the belly with air and exhale completely. Uncurl, sit up tall, give yourself a big pat on the back, a little applause for yourself. You did awesome. That was a tough workout. You made it, and I will see you next time.